And we're live, man.
And we're live.
We're
Perfect. I've
live.
just
Maybe we'll
finished.
just wait this thing because we're supposed to be live like 5, 10 minutes ago, but we had some technical difficulties. I'm gonna blame Brendan for it, but it's fine. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
it is what it is.
We got a quick, a bunch of stuff we need to discuss here, man.
Yes, yes. First off, are we live? Live, or are we kind of just
We're
like
we're we're,
live?
we're like no, we're legit live right now. We
We're
we're
legit
we're,
live.
we're live and direct, hundred
All right.
percent.
All
Everybody's
right.
saying hello, crypto, Plutonium, Martin, Jermello, Leecast, Extreme Critic, Kai, Living Echo, everybody. So yeah,
Yeah. Welcome, folks. Well, I had to say good day, but we all just went through one of the worst corrections in crypto's history. Crypto plutonium. Someone throwing some shade out here, saying
what are you saying?
Brendan's fault. Saying it's Brendan's fault.
No, because I said it's Brendan's fault, but we're not gonna get into the details. So
Oh, okay. Okay, I see. It's well, definitely a lot of propaganda out here. But there's there's a lot of propaganda. So folks, look, in this live stream, there's obviously a lot to talk about. Bitcoin's just dumped to shit, Ethereum's dumped to shit. There's a lot of FUD surrounding the markets right now, and this may very well be me in about a week, or if this continues.
that's
Uh,
what it is, man. Because it's true. It's true. They say the same thing in the stock market. As soon as you start seeing your aunt or your grandpa calling you, or your uncle calling you on certain things, certain stocks. Should I buy? Should I sell? You're kind of in trouble.
Yeah, it's like once the shoe shiner tells you about his stock picks, or once your barber tells you about his stock picks. It's a saying. No shade to the shoe shiners and the barbers of the
How
world, but
could you, man?
I'm sure a lot of you guys are very knowledgeable. But if it's a thing, right? Once the masses catch on, once that's kind of toppy. And look, man, let's start talking about price action here.
Yeah.
Bitcoin has had a 55% correction. I mean, what's a percent here or there, right? Look, I'm going to be very honest. I did not expect this. This is bad. This is not good. This is not a healthy, normal correction. With that being said, folks, we're going to go through a bunch of factors. And look, we spent a few hours before this live stream going over different charts, finding some different indicators and that were relevant to kind of the state of where we are in the quote unquote cycle. So we're going to kind of share our thoughts on whether we think this bull run is over or not. And yeah, man, look, there's a lot to talk about here. Where do you think we should start here? Maybe talk
No,
about
I just
price
wanna
action or
maybe say first. Obviously, there are reasons for this, right? Overall, one can explain what's going on. Can we see what's gonna happen next? I say the market is torn apart between two directions that this is obviously gonna take. There's a lot of new traders, a lot of new entrants into the market. Our indicators, on chain indicators are saying that a lot of this money that's moving right now has been, within wallets that are fairly new to the cycle. Addresses created, within the last whatever 120 to 150 days. So it's within this cycle that these people actually came into the market. And there's also metrics telling us that long-term holders are still unshaken. So that's what we need to keep in mind. That again, before we even start this, I would say, I see a lot of people saying, "Is there any good news?" Look, man, there's always good news when everything, when it's a bloodbath. I guess anything, people try to hang on to any kind of hope we got, but nonetheless, Bitcoin dropped 54% from tops. And now, even from today, we had a bit of a retracement or correction back upwards of somewhere close to 23%, I believe here, if you can check that on your chart. But look, that's what we're saying. The market's torn between two different kind of investors slash traders, and yeah. Again, one of the how do you know that these new walls are embossed trying to throw us off? You wouldn't know. Simple. That's what it is. You just try to take this and try to see what would happen next or forecast it, but we will never predict the cycle. So yeah.
I don't know, man. Well, look, because here's the thing. Like, obviously, like we can talk about the charts here, and again, we do have a lot of different charts, on-chain metrics that will hopefully provide a bit of clarity when it comes to, I think, the state of whatever, whatever cycle phase we are in. So if I can maybe just begin to kind of clarify my position here is, look, I mean, whether the bull market's over or not, I honestly don't know. But I do know is that the chart is looking very concerning. This is quite a substantial correction. Bitcoin just keeps ripping through support levels. But for people who are long-term hodlers, willing to hold for 6 months, willing to hold for 5 years, I mean, maybe a good buy the dip opportunity. But with that being said, the market is insanely precarious. And, further corrections definitely possible with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Although, with that being said, man, we have had such a monstrous dump. Like, even if we assume the worst case scenario, bull market's over, we're entering 4-year bear cycle, even if that is indeed the case, which I personally don't believe it is, I mean, I would expect a relief rally sooner rather than later.
Right.
Even if it is the worst case scenario, even in the bear market, even the beginning stage of the bear market, we just don't fall down a straight line forever. We'll fall back down, have a relief rally, and then maybe another sell off afterwards. So, just for me, one thing we got to look out for in terms of the chart here is the 200 simple moving average on the daily. That's currently at just about 39,700, 39,600. So if and when Bitcoin can get above that, I mean, that's just one sign of some relief. So if Bitcoin get a daily candle in an hour, 42 minutes here, close above that, I mean, that's our first sign of some strength. So I don't want to see Bitcoin get above that if we want to see Bitcoin do anything but crash.
No, 100%. I think that's what it is. And even if we're looking overall, how much we got for the date at the end here? Almost an hour and 42 minutes. And even within that, we're seeing that there was still accumulation happening. We don't want to say that, hey, this is everybody's trying to buy the dip and that's it. This is looking good. We're about to reverse sometime soon. But it's telling you that there's also within all the news that's coming out, there's still some, there's still people trying to accumulate. And we're seeing, Michael Saylor as well, adding whatever, 10 or 15 million dollars additional to, nothing significant, but I guess, it's adding, I guess, in total to 111,000 Bitcoins as they move, as it moves down, right? So people are trying to accumulate. Wells Fargo as well. There's some news out there. Look, that's what I'm saying, because obviously with the chart and all that, I think right now the a lot of the market is kind of because all the new entrants into the market, right? The new ones that are trying to bought at the top, they're trying to cut down the losses, and I don't think they're looking much at the chart right now to begin with. Some of the long-term investors and people that do actually anticipate that do know what the chart is. They knew what a support level is, and right now, because as we move forward to the mainstream, any kind of movements on the chart, that's significant enough when those people or those holders are not really used to dips like this, right? You're not really used. If you're new to crypto, this is a nice. We were laughing about it before, but this is a nice welcome to crypto kind of day. For if someone who ever just got in past month or so and doesn't really understand that these things actually pull back, you're going to see a lot of panic selling, especially when we're reaching areas where it's extremely bearish. We understand what kind of patterns we're getting into, and right now any kind of movement to the bottom is definitely, look, Binance and Coinbase today, servers fully down. They actually can't even keep up with the selling. Everybody wants their money out. Everybody is moving money into the Binance network, and Coinbase as well from hard wallets, and everybody wants to sell. So a lot of capitulation. People want out. They want out right now, and there's a couple of things that we can talk about still with that, but
which makes sense. Like if we look at the crypto fear and greed index, I mean, we're pretty much not on an all-time low, but it's gone down quite a bit. And I still think this needs to refresh because I feel like this is probably going to be much lower tomorrow. But here's the thing, folks. Look, we're going to go over some charting stuff, but really we're going to go over a lot of fundamental factors, a lot of off-chart factors that we need to be aware of to really get a better sense of what's going on right now. So as we delve into that, folks, there's 131 people Only 13 likes, folks. You gotta smash that live stream. There's gonna be tons and tons of helpful stuff we need to go over if we want to understand what's going on with the cycle. Are we still in a bull market, or are we entering a bear market? We're gonna go over some very important factors here. So if you want more people, staying up to date with the latest and greatest cryptocurrency news, you gotta smash that like button, share. It really helps us out. Helps out with the algorithm. So,
Yes,
man, there's plenty of on-chain metrics to look at here. But really, before we delve into that, let's make perhaps a big conversational here, man. Because look, this is a special time in the market, right? Like this is pretty crazy. It's quite a substantial move. Let me ask you, what do you think? Is the bull run over? What's your position? I'm putting you on the spot here. I know a little bit, but
it's all good.
I'd like to share, hear your thoughts.
Look, as you get I guess every time we talked about cycles of Bitcoin and all that stuff, I was always saying, and that's always been my position, I guess. But obviously, we're all entitled to our own opinions. But I just think that now with this being into the mainstream, it's actually fully in the limbo, and that's honestly what I think it is. Like I don't think anybody can fully understand what's coming up next. We reached the mainstream. We passed the not passed, but we're passing through the institutional adoption. Billions are being poured. Corporations are accepting it now, and now we're in the mainstream. But there's not enough regulations. It's very it's in the limbo. It's such a gray area that right now it's fully driven by people that are interested. Like overall, how many people do you know that actually are in crypto but do understand what crypto is, or in it for the technology? In it for what crypto will do to the world. Yeah. There's difference between there's different type of investors or traders in this, and there's people that just want to in it for those gains, and other people that are in it for the technology. So we need to acknowledge that, and we need to acknowledge the fact that this thing is so international, right? It's not just in one country. It's not only in one place. It's not localized at a certain market. These things will happen, right? When no one understands what the market is, it just fully depends on the price movement. So right now, those smart, I guess, long holders, long-term investors, or corporations, we're seeing, I think right now it's still pretty early to call for, bull run is done or no. We obviously had a major retracement, but is it too early for me to say, hey, this is right now the end of the bull run? I don't want to say that, no, I don't believe so. But then again, I want to give this a couple more days. Even since we were talking about sincere, we're saying give it some time. We need to see where the support is. There's obviously major selling happening right now. Does this mean that you need to leave the market right now? Look, if you're all the way up here and you enter, now you're 50, 60, 70, 50%, sorry, 55% down, you need to know that this is what happens in the crypto market. This is what happens in the crypto market. We've been in this for a while. A lot of people, by the way, a lot of the people that entered here are in them, in the negative right now. A lot of people have been in this for a while, guys, and they're still massively in profit right now. So the whole market, I have so many articles here, I don't even know where to start. But the whole market today, a couple of days ago, was 21% down in terms of profit to loss ratios from on-chain metrics, and that's compared to the drop we had when the pandemic hit, and even the same thing from 2016. So it is significantly down for sure. And if you bought at the top, then 100% something that you want to consider right now. But then again, we should have considered this when you were buying all the way at the top here. So is the bull run over? My intuition, my inkling is no. But then again, I still consider it wise to give this some time. Give it a couple weeks. That's for me though. Until I see what happens, because right now we're seeing a lot of news saying, look, Elon coming up right now, obviously he's been talking a lot, but Tesla has diamond hands. You got other people. Michael Saylor, the founder of MicroStrategy, also confirmed that he was ramping up his Bitcoin binds, has not sold anything, reconfirming his long-held bullish thesis. Justin Sun, founder of Trine, which also announced a whooping 150 million Bitcoin buy. So you got people on the offensive buying. There's other people, prominent members of, crypto traders society. Today, should finally settle the debate. Bitcoin is not a safe haven, inflation hedge, or store of value asset similar to gold. It's highly speculative digital token that trades with high risk assets, and that's why it's tanking today with stocks and not rising with gold, which is another factor. The whole market is down, guys. The whole market is down. Nasdaq, S&P 500, same thing. Everything is just down. There's a lot going on with the economy in general, and we know why it's been happening. This is not just a Bitcoin thing, obviously, but we're seeing massive movements with Bitcoins, even stocks related to crypto, to the crypto sector right now. So is the bull run over? Me personally, I don't think so. But in terms of looking at this price right now, whatever's going on with people losing money, you need to. Me personally, I want to give it time before I call anything, man. There's a lot of panic in the market. I don't know.
Yeah, no, man. Look, you bring up a lot of very interesting points, and look, there's a lot of factors to consider here. In terms of whether I think this is the bull market or bear market, well, the chart looks obviously terrible. We're just ripping past support level after support level. Although, again, when it comes to times such as this, it's important to not just consider technicals, but consider fundamentals and off-chart factors. So we haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet, folks. We have tons of off-chart factors and fundamental factors that we're going to go over. That should kind of hopefully clarify the state of the market here a bit too. We also have for you guys the inside scoop on one potential reason as to why we could have seen this dumping, that there may have been a coordinated effort to dump Bitcoin. And so, folks, if we get to 100 likes, I'll share with you guys that story immediately of potential coordinated effort to dump Bitcoin on purpose. So, folks, smash that like button.
You're
helps
gonna hit
the
with
channel.
The conspiracy today? Is that what we're doing, or
Well,
what are we saying?
I'll spill the beans once we hit 100 likes. Because it helps out with YouTube algorithm. There's 173 people. Everyone, half the people, if most of you smash that like button, we can easily get to 100. So, folks, in terms of whether I think this bull run is done over, I mean, my gut feeling tells me no, but the chart tells me everything's weak in the short term, and things are extremely precarious. So ultimately, I think you're right. I think we do need to see how the next couple of days and week or two play out. This next week is going to be extremely critical. Do we make a new low? Do we consolidate? Do we push up? And make a higher low? Or lower high? Who knows? So, but following what happens this next week is going to be very, very critical here. Now, there was also there was tons and tons of FUD. And I know we went over this a little bit, but there was tons of FUD this week with crypto, man.
Elon Musk news story is crazy.
So why don't we kind of just tell the people, that way we can kind of get out there some of the biggest reasons as to why, some of the news stories as to why crypto fell here. I have two things pulled up on my end. I don't know if you had a few things on your end there.
Look, even sure, we can start with your end here, but I mean, you can tell with yesterday's, China banning and receiving any crypto financial institutions from using any kind of crypto payments or settlements in general. That obviously was a long letter sent to everybody, and hey, we need the boom 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 boom, and forget about it, guys. That's what it is. Forget about it. That's what it basically said. I think that just catalyzed that movement. Then obviously, Elon's and Bitcoin and energy efficiency. But I know you also got more stuff there with the BlockFi.
Yeah, so we had the Chinese FUD, China banning crypto services, even though they've pretty much always been doing that. We have the Elon FUD. We also have Blockfolio, which is in this space, it's held as like one of the shining examples of a competent company in this kind of emerging industry that's kind of like the flag bearer of what could be, and how this is a kind of like a legitimate space. Well, they've fucked up pretty bad recently. So apparently they were having this promotion where they if you trade a certain amount, they'll give you some money back in US dollars. But instead of sending people US dollars, like maybe they said they were supposed to send someone 10 US dollars, they instead sent them 10 Bitcoin. And so there's many examples of this. So apparently, one Redditor posted he got over 700 Bitcoin. Another person said he received 5 Bitcoin from Blockfolio.
That's
so
crazy, man.
Yeah, man, this is not good, folks. There is a perfect storm of FUD all at once. And that's why, dude, I think this is This is why I'm not that worried. Like, well, I am worried. I am honestly worried. This is not good. This is, this kind of pullback, just ripping through support level after support level. It's not healthy. Arguable. But point being, like, we had all this FUD all at once. China, Elon Musk, Blockfolio just cannot seem, to keep it together. What else did we have? Did we have? I mean, that's pretty much it. No.
It's literally started with. But that's the thing. Even if you're looking at the sequence of events, maybe if you look at the chart overall, there's a bunch of catalysts ever since the beginning of the beginning of or midway through April. Ever since we were here, everybody was looking at the this. Let me just maybe take off this so you can see what I'm talking about. But this rising wedge formation that everybody's been eyeing for the longest time, are saying, okay, this is a very bearish scenario. And the outlook of it is the outcome of it is very bearish as well. That's what just from a technical standpoint. And as soon as we got here, that's when the whole the mining in China got shut down because of whatever flooding that happened, and boom, it started off, dropped from below, just catalyzed the initial movement. Then we're looking at the 50 SMA, meaning you were debating all day long, no, it's not true, it's not the way, it's support, it's not the support. It looks like it played a huge factor. Later on, Elon coming back in to rise everything up, and then again last week here we have the China ban of services, and just Elon talking about Bitcoin not being really that energy efficient, and it's just formed a lower low. And I think that's just been what's driving the market so far, man.
Yeah, no, folks. There's been a lot of bearishness with Bitcoin. We were getting higher highs in price action, followed by lower highs in RSI, classic bearish divergence. We fell below the 50 simple moving average on the daily. That held all throughout the 2017 bull run. As soon as we dropped below that this cycle, we started crashing. We're below the 200 exponential moving average on the daily. We're below the 200 simple moving average on the daily. Bitcoin looks incredibly, incredibly bearish and weak in the short term. Now, while that is the case in the short term, I do want to start getting to some examples as to why perhaps the bull run is not over, and why perhaps this was just a massive, massive shakeout that was needed before the next move up here. So are you okay to maybe start running through some of these charts here?
Yeah.
So a few things here, man. Maybe we could take a look at Ethereum as well. But one chart, my favorite chart that I love to look at when trying to understand the state of the cycles. One of the easiest charts to understand is the net unrealized profit and loss chart, the NUPL. What this chart tells us is whenever we enter this blue euphoria zone, too much people are making too much money too fast, and is historically correlated with cycle and local tops. What have we seen here? We have not entered this blue euphoria zone. When was the last time we almost entered and had a massive correction here? Well, it was back in 2017. Look at this. We were almost in this blue euphoria zone. Look how far we corrected, and look what led afterwards. So, look, man, if the bull run isn't indeed over, then I'm thinking we're probably somewhere right here in the state of the cycle where we're falling down over here. And then because this was such a quick crash, such a seemingly coordinated effort, I mean, again, if we can get bought up here, if we don't make new lows, if people hold the line here, and again, we're seeing some signs that we're going to get into here that people are buying the dip. Well, maybe we could go on and see something like this. Just maybe. What do you think?
No, I agree. It could be 100%. There's definitely different factors. Overall, the current now correction is definitely something that's been scaring everybody. And I'm just looking at the charts, looking how we behaved back in the day. Looks like anything where we're above that 0.75 ratio for profit to loss. That's when the market, and look, we got so close to it before, and we had major corrections right after, as you can see on your screen. So that's just one of the reasons to why we think that we might not be over yet. A lot of these major corporations have been acquiring this and have been actually buying a lot of those dips as we go down. And there's a lot of investments currently in there. And overall, even we just want to see the next couple of days. I'm pretty sure a bunch of news is going to come out about who actually bought this dip and who, all these weak hands selling. But that's also one of the things we should be looking at, guys, because look at it from before as well. We touched it almost, and then right after we had a massive rally back in 2017. So you're right, man. This could be a really, just a bad week for Bitcoin overall. A lot of bad news.
Also, man, like quickly, the last time we had this kind of the substantial correction with Bitcoin was back when we're probably gonna demonetize over this, but fuck it. Back when COVID hit. Look, when
Yeah.
COVID hit, Bitcoin dropped 63%. The market was in fearful. And this is kind of like the most recent example of when Bitcoin had a similar correction. And so I'm asking myself, is the market right to be as fearful now as we were back when COVID first hit? And again, man, I don't think so. Right. And again, we don't know, and no chart is the end all be all. But again, something like this chart has historically always done a good job of calling the cycle tops and bottoms. And we never entered that blue euphoria zone, thus indicating that we still have more room to go up. And if we just assume, of course, we don't know this for sure, if we just assume, let's say, hey, this was the bottom, 30,000 was the bottom for Bitcoin. Well, what did this correction allow us? It allowed us to reset kind of our market indicators and perhaps give us more room to run up on the other end if the line holds here, if we don't make a new low. And that's one thing for me too, man. I don't know about you, but one thing that I'm looking out for is not making a new low, not breaking down below 30,000. And I think depending on some charts, I think we would dip down to like 29,000. Yeah, I think we might have dipped down to 29. But anyways, not making a new low for me is key. Because if this just gets bought up here, then this could look something very, very similar to when COVID hit, because we had that massive crash, right? And then we never really made a new low. It just kind of got bought up. So if we just don't make a new low, then that's a good sign. If we start making new lows, it starts to look like the bear market. So for example, here back in 2017, massive run up, blow off top, correction. And what did we see afterwards? New lows, new macro lower lows. So that's what I'm looking out for. Not making new lows below this level. Definitely. If we can just hold that level, then might have just been a flash crash.
And look, we still have 1 hour and a bit left for the day to end, right? And this is like a crazy wick to the bottom. But even just piggybacking off whatever you said, I don't know if you can even see my screen from your end, but if we're just looking here at the correction we just had, there's just Glassnode insights. Anybody can actually get this. We'll just send you the link maybe in the chats here, just so we don't forget. But overall, if you want to go over it, this came out a couple of days ago. Actually, I believe it was yesterday or on the 17th, so 2 days ago. So they're just trying to size that correction compared to before. So in terms of the bull market duration, 2021 primary bull run, where new all-time highs are set frequency, has ran around for 200 days, which is relatively short compared to the year-long bull run back in 2017, right? So the number of entities that are currently in profit provides insight into the cross-section of the market that is underwater. So whatever, depending on the ratio of whatever profit to loss of the whole market, addresses, we can just see a couple things here. So we can observe that this correction has led to over 23% of on-chain entities, so unique separate wallets, being at loss, which compares to only 3 uptrending periods since 2016. Meaning, so this the type of losses we're having right now can be compared to 2016, first pullback of disbelief rally. So basically somewhere here, where everybody with the whole market 77% are in profit and 23% are actually in a loss, takes us here, and then we had a huge rally after 2019, first pullback of the disbelief rally out of the 1.5 year bear market, driven mostly by leveraged short sellers getting squeezed. So same thing over here, again those 77% entities in profit, just again we rallied after. And then this year 2020 consolidation following global uncertainty after the 12 March COVID sell-off. So we're here exactly, and then we start going up. So now we're back exactly at those same levels. And we want to see if this is actually going to hold or no. And just more news that we're actually, compared to previous, we're at an area where we typically see a movement upwards after. So, but again, guys, anything can happen. We're just bringing you the news with all the, the negative and the positive news. So it's just something to keep in mind,
Yes, and also another thing to keep in mind here. Look, a lot of people are really panicked and scared. And a lot of people are panic selling. But what is the smart money doing? What are the institutions doing? Well, we actually know. Now, if we take a look at my screen here, what are we seeing? Short-term holders, people who have recently just bought into Bitcoin, are selling Bitcoin off. If we take a look here at certain charts like the SOPR, telling us, whether people are selling or in profit or loss, people are selling right now at a loss. So we can clearly see the market is spooked. Short-term hands are selling, weak hands are folding. But what else are we seeing here? We're starting to see people are actually accumulating. Number of accumulation addresses is actually increasing as of recent, and the total supply held by long-term holders is actually in an accumulation phase. So while short-term holders are selling, we're seeing long-term holders buying, and there's so many charts to look at here, man. But look, I have the sneaking suspicion a lot of smart money, a lot of institutions are buying right now. I mean, how you mentioned,
Yeah.
Michael Saylor, like he's always buying, but I mean, he just bought what, like
He's
$10 million
been
worth of Bitcoin today.
buying. That's his job, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, folks. And look, again, like nobody knows whether the bull runs over or not. And right now, things do look concerning. But we're going to go on to keep sharing charts that lead me to believe. My gut feeling tells me this was not the end of the bull run. My gut feeling tells me this was maybe a bottom. And of course, I could be wrong. It's just my gut feeling. But I do want to share with you guys some of the charts that lead me to believe that this was not the end of the bull run. Another very good chart, if you don't mind me sharing here.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. No, I know you got the all the on-chain metrics on your screen, so it's gonna be
Yeah,
on your
yeah.
screen this whole time.
Perfect. Okay, folks, look, another chart that have historically done a very good job of calling Bitcoin, local tops, cycle tops. The realized hodl ratio, whenever we enter this red resistance zone, historically is correlated exactly with cycle tops. What have we not done yet? Excuse me, enter this red resistance zone. What are we doing now? To me, man, this looks a lot like 2013, 2014, where in the 2013, 2014 bull cycle, we had a double top scenario where first we had a massive run up, massive sell off. And after a couple months of consolidation, but a while of consolidation, that's when we, had our second top. And what are we seeing here? Kind of like this sideways, almost wedge of consolidation. Same thing we're seeing right now, folks. The technicals for Bitcoin look bad, but the fundamentals for Bitcoin have never looked better. The world still has a problem with inflation. The global reserve currency, the US dollar, is still being devalued. That's still a problem. That's only increasing. Bitcoin's supply is still finite. Bitcoin is still sound money. And again, based off these charts, these cycle charts, they're all telling us we still have plenty of room to the upside. Now, again, what we're seeing is concerning, but I don't think we've seen what I think it would take to really call a true blow off top. And we haven't seen that blow off top where we just had a massive peak and a massive sell off. We just kind of had like a gradual rounding out. This doesn't seem to me like a blow off top, in my opinion.
Yeah, and there's some good reasons to why we should think that. That's what we're saying here, guys. I don't think it's wise enough to just time this bottom at the moment. We can still retrace down, but over we're looking at this from more of a the next 2, 3, 4 week, month to 2 months kind of period, and you want to see how that plays out. But at least for now, when everyone's panicking and there's there's obviously a lot of logic behind it, obviously, but overall, are we overextended to the bottom? Are we oversold with Bitcoin? 100%. I don't think it's just like 3-4 months of just an upward movement is definitely gonna be the end of just the bull run, just the end of something, and that's it. I think this is staying to begin with, but you guys let us know how are you guys feeling about the market now, the state of the market. What do you guys think? Are we is Bitcoin over? Is the market over? Is crypto in general over, or what are you thinking in terms of a bottom? Where we find that support? Because I don't know, man. I always try to refer to it also, man, in terms of the level of comfort you have if you've been in something for some time. Seeing it fluctuate doesn't really, because I feel like we became so desensitized to these movements. Even it's like it's just down a lot, and obviously that's not the way to go for a lot of people, but that's what typically happens. Once we start getting to the mainstream, there's a lot of euphoria. You can see on your screen. Then we start going down, a lot of panic selling and a bunch of capitulation at the end. So right now, this is where we're at. I don't really think overall we are done. I think institutions just started looking at the crypto and understanding the movement behind it and what it actually does and how efficient it is. And I think overall, man, look, we just need to give it some time, man. We just need
Yeah.
to give it some time, see where this is, because even if you're looking, forget about everything. If you can go back to your charts, because we already have it on your screen. Even if we're looking just for the day today, man, everything. I don't know if you remember, Matic flashed all the way
Flash
to the
crash. Oh
bottom,
my
and
God.
right away we're moving.
Insane flash crash to $1. That's
Can you go to the
insane.
daily chart if you don't mind?
Yeah, yeah. This is if dude, look at this chart, bro.
That's what I'm
Look how
talking
long that
about, man.
wick is. This wick's from $1 to $1.80. Dude, this is insane. This got up. That's another thing too to consider here, folks. We fell back down to previous consolidation and it immediately got bought up. So look, can I just share my thoughts for,
Go
2 minutes here in
Go
terms of
ahead.
my approach with the market? Because here's the thing, folks. I want to tell you guys what I'm doing right now. Because look, we can both say, "Oh, my gut feeling. I don't know. We need to see how things go." But I'm going to tell you guys exactly what I'm doing right now.
Watch your mouth.
Look,
Go ahead.
I do believe that this was not the end. I personally think this was bullshit, a coordinated effort to shake people out. Just my gut feeling, and again, all the evidence tells me that crypto's here to stay, DeFi is here to stay, NFTs are here to stay. Crypto is here to stay. The use case has never been greater. The fundamentals for crypto have never been stronger. Again, can we enter a several year long, correction consolidation phase? Maybe, but here's what I'm doing. I am a crypto long-term bull. I do err on the side that this was not the end. I still think this year we're going to see Bitcoin 6 figures and Ethereum at 5 figures. But with that being said, what I have done in terms of my portfolio is I have taken profits on a few of my positions just to cover my initial investment into the market. So, I am a long-term bull. I have sold a bit of my portfolio. I'm still keeping the vast majority of my portfolio. So, because things are so precarious, I do think this is probably the bottom, but again, it may not be. And we're seeing enough concerning things with Bitcoin and Ethereum that I've, sold some of my positions just to cover what I initially put into the market. And, that's kind of maybe a nice middle ground for a few people to consider. If you're still in decent profit with some of your positions, maybe kind of like the middle compromise move here is because, again, I do think this is not the top, but maybe, things do look concerning. Again, that is one approach. So I actually did sell.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'll just wrap up with this. I did sell my Matic because look, Matic did 100x for me. So just with that one thing, that's enough for me. So I am now out of Matic. I do hold a very small moon bag, but look, I sold my Matic. I've been holding Matic since under 2 cents. So with that, now everything from here is just playing with the house's money. So that's just one approach.
There you go. Yeah, no, there's a lot of ways you can go with this, and I don't know. We always say the same thing. There's so many ways you can optimize your profits when you're looking at something like this. When you start seeing markets trying to reverse and seeing big signs like this, and the thing with crypto, man, is that everything will flash in a second sometimes, and you need to have your sell or buy orders just set up properly and have that plan already in action before for when things like this happen, you're not really being or stopped by Binance's congestion in the server and blah 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 and all that stuff. So that's the thing, man. That everybody right now is going through, and a lot of people from 2017 already went through this, man, and they really know what this is, and they're resilient against it, and they know what to do in certain markets that are as crazy as this one. But man, the chat's too funny. If you're looking at the chat,
What are you saying?
Oh man. But that just answering our questions, I guess, like crypto just getting really started. Bring the C5 FUD or the D5 FUD. We are being played. What other assets would you buy? DCA your positions to prepare for a trend reversal. It's not over. These dips are quite normal in the crypto market. It's not the stock market. FFS. So never coming down. There's a bunch of stuff. So that's the thing, man. The main thing I'm looking, and I think should be something we should be looking out for soon, is crypto market surviving without Bitcoin. I think that's something that might at the end of the day start to happen. And
Interesting. This is a controversial statement.
it is very controversial, but it is what it is, man. It's just overall, this is what I'm thinking with Because there's a lot of talk with Bitcoin versus gold and all that, right? And now Bitcoin dropped 50%, so it's not sustainable. You know, JP Morgan coming out. Oh, we need to, you know, we got all the articles here, I guess, but we need to start, institutions might start switching to gold here soon. Is Bitcoin really a rival to gold? Gold right now, today is going up, while Bitcoin is crazily or heavily going down in price. The turbulent times for cryptocurrencies caused some analysts to doubt Bitcoin's merit as a store of value. According to JP Morgan experts, the recent crash of Bitcoin can reflect on the entire financial world. They seem to believe that many investors will panic sell their BTC holdings to replace them with gold, the traditional store of value. Sure, 100%. Overall, same thing here. I see a statement from Mr. Peter. Today should find a side of the debate. Bitcoin is not a safe haven, inflation hedge, or store of value asset similar to gold. It is a highly speculative digital coin that trades with other high risk assets. That's why it's tanking today with stocks and not rising with gold. Sure, tanking today with stocks. The whole stock market is actually suffering right now. The economy is definitely suffering. There's a lot of, you know, talks and a lot of fear with earnings coming out not really up to standards. Walmart, I think here, what do we have? Stocks bounced back from lows following retail earnings. Retail earnings came in stronger with both Target and Walmart out of everybody. Target and Walmart releasing higher than expected first quarter earnings. Tech stocks continued to slip Wednesday, and the S&P 500 declined 1.6 at a session low. The whole market is down. Bitcoin, you know, just also got into the, you know, the action, the mainstream where, you know, your uncle and your aunt are calling you about it, right? So right now we're seeing a lot of reaction. A lot of people bought in recently into this. And once you start seeing 30%, no one's used to this. No one's used to the 20-30% price decrease.
50%.
50%. Even imagine that, half of your holdings within what, a couple of weeks dropping, right?
Days,
so that's what I'm saying. At one point, I think we're gonna start seeing, maybe it's too early to say that, but, you know, I say maybe DeFi start to survive probably without Bitcoin. Probably
I think
Bitcoin.
so, man.
Could be. Could be one of the scenarios playing out, man. Alt season, baby.
Dude, I think you're really onto something here, because the use case for altcoins has never been more developed than now. NFTs here to stay. DeFi here to stay. Exchanges are still going to be used, bull market or bear market.
Yeah.
DeFi, you know, lending, yield farming, interest, staking, it's still going to be used, bull market or bear market. So
100%.
I think, you know, crypto has a lot of use cases. And look, Bitcoin was just the first thing, but there's endless blockchains better optimized than Bitcoin. So I think, you know, again, I think there will eventually be a flipping with Bitcoin. I think Ethereum will one day flip Bitcoin. I think after Ethereum 2.0 is fully rolled out, and after EIP 1559 is fully rolled out, and at that point, I think Ethereum has a good chance of flipping Bitcoin. I think by the next cycle, 2024, 2025, 2026, I think by then Ethereum has a good shot of flipping Bitcoin. I just think it has a much better use case.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, folks. Look, again, things are very precarious right now, but I want to share with you guys my number one pick. That, look, if you have balls of steel and you want to take a risk, what I want to share with you guys, the one thing I'm most interested in buying right now, above all else, what I would be buying right now. There's 175 people watching, only 82 people liking. That is a financial crime. If we get to 120 likes, I will share with you guys the one thing I am most interested in buying at the moment. Of course, folks, look, things are very precarious. The market could very well go down, but this one coin I think has super solid fundamentals. Tons of bullish catalysts here soon. And again, help us out, helps with the channel, helps out with, you know, the YouTube algorithm. If once we get to 120 likes, I'll share that with people. But yeah, man, look, we haven't even
got me interested. I don't even know what you're gonna talk about.
No, I'm very excited. And look, I'm honestly thinking about, I'm like, what can I take profits on to buy this thing right now? I want to, you know, again, FOMO, and of course, you know, there's always the caveat, things could crash, but this is the one thing I am most interested. I want to get into this thing right now. You know, I had some people close to me the other day come and ask me, hey, Brandon, if you had to pick something right now, what would you pick? And it was this thing that I want to bring to you guys. So folks, smash that like button, and I'll share this with you guys. Could you imagine? I tell you, it's like Doge.
I would shut off this whole live stream right now.
It's just massive troll. It's like Shiba or something.
Oh man.
um,
But yeah, man. So what else we got here in terms of on-chain metrics, and unless we want to talk about, people are
well, no,
already
we,
asking
we
for other
we
stuff.
still haven't gotten to 120 likes, and look, we'll talk about
We're
VeChain. We'll
exactly on
talk about some.
120 right now.
Are we? Okay, okay. I'll
Some
share
fake
with you guys.
news.
I'll share with
There
you
we
guys.
go.
Okay, without further ado, this is the one thing that I think is the best combination of safer, solid fundamentals, but still plenty of upside potential. Of course, as we've seen with what happens, the last week, potential is really that just potential is Kusama here, folks. I'm stupidly bullish on Kusama. Kusama had a massive correction all the way down to $160. I believe if we look at the 1 minute chart, I believe it only lasted for like literally a minute. So I really doubt many people got the opportunity to buy this. But hey, a few people could have bought at around 200 and just above. But anyways, folks, Kusama for several reasons. We did have that massive flash crash, but it's getting bought up. And this daily is going to close in an hour. And if this daily can close above the breakout point from our descending triangle, from our potential bull flag here, then Kusama is looking healthy. If after all we've seen after this flash crash, if after we've all this FUD, all this coordinated FUD with Bitcoin and Ethereum, if Kusama can hold above the breakout point, basically hold above $400, then this bullish breakout from our bull flag is still potentially in the playbook. And folks, my price targets for Kusama are 700 in the short term and potentially 800 to about 950 in kind of the midterm for Kusama. We have parachains quickly approaching. The Polkadot ecosystem is about to get very hot. A bunch of projects, dozens and dozens, are soon going to be buying shit tons of Polkadot and Kusama to lock them up for extended periods of time. So, okay, folks, let's assume worst case scenario, we're in a bull market. We have years of correction consolidation ahead of us. Well, what do you think if that is indeed the case? Like you said, I think even in a bear market, there may be outliers that are driven by fundamentals and catalysts. And we have one of the biggest catalysts in Polkadot's entire ecosystem's history, again, in the near future here, a month, 2 months, 3 months away, whenever they decide to start them. A bunch of these projects are going to buy a bunch of Polkadot and Kusama and lock them up for a long time. So let me ask you, man, what do you think could happen to price action when all of a sudden there's a bunch of artificial demand and supply just drops through the roof and demand skyrockets? What do you think could happen to price action?
Straight to the moon. Straight to the moon.
And again, folks, of course, as we've seen, just because there's potential doesn't mean that there's a guarantee. So you need to keep in mind that nothing when it comes to investing is a guarantee. But when it comes to what I think is currently one of the best options out there, the perfect mixture of something safe and solid with still plenty of upside, if Kusama can hold 400, if we can hold above that breakup point, if this daily candle can close where it's at, then I think this bull flag is still valid and we still potentially have plenty of upside in our future here.
Boom. So there you go, guys. There we go. There we go, man. What is it at right now? 410? Dropped all the way down to what?
160. 160.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's the guys, and that's what we're saying here too, because overall, man, the whole market is down. So that's what you need to think of because that's what a smart, if you're looking to hold for a while, right? Even if there's a lot of speculation of what's going on in the market right now, even if there's a lot of fear, even if no one knows what's about to happen, there's a smart way of going about this. And everything right now, even by that, that's the thing with this is a very quick and dynamic market, guys. We're looking at coins that dropped heavily. We're looking at drops. I don't know why I pulled up HNT out of nowhere. We're looking at drops of 58% on certain coins.
Oh my God, 74%.
Binance, man. Have you seen where Binance was?
Oh my God, no.
Literally all the way at 279.
Oh my God. Dude, look at this on a daily candle, on one daily candle, 74% down.
That's what I'm saying. Guys,
and this isn't even a low cap. This is a mid cap.
This is it's big. It's not. This is one of the most I love Binance. I love Binance in terms of what they, currently. I know a lot of people will probably aiming for this, but I love what they did. And generally, obviously, they're working on their systems a lot. But besides the point, this is something. This is a market that if you don't react within that hour or 2 hour, you're at a disadvantage. And that's what you need to be this thing dropped within an hour. I'm looking at, this is the 4 hour chart. We're looking at massive dumps over and over again. If you're not keeping up, even if you're at work, unfortunately, you will miss certain entries. And that's what we're saying. It's a risk to reward probability kind of, setups where you see things and you try to understand if, hey, could Bitcoin have a relief rally right now? And I think even on a shorter time frame here, it did on the day, right? It did actually come back up and jump all the way from the bottom 29,900 all the way to the 39,000. That's
Whoa.
30%. Yeah, so we already probably had a relief rally happen within a 4 hour time frame. Not even. Look at this. Yeah, so it's like a 3 hour time frame. So that's what we're saying, guys. Is and we said that how many times? Actually, even with VeChain. Remember we had that live stream with VeChain. We're saying the same thing, guys. You look back at. We're just gonna give an example of how to usually go about this here. We're looking. These are the levels we're looking at. We're like, people will definitely try to find support at those previous levels. This is, we just broke below it. Bitcoin was breaking down. It's a bearish market. We're looking at support levels for VeChain that you'd wanna DCA in. And as it drops like this, you're not putting 100% of your money at this, right? You don't fully spend your whole monetary power out of nowhere all the way at the top. You always try to say like 20%, maybe another 20%, maybe another 20%. And at the end of the day, you'll find yourself that you're at a nice average price where the market is not killing you. So that's the thing. That I'm fully against having 100% of your money. It's a risky play and it could get you a lot of money. But then again, for days like this, you're not really at a good position, right? So that's what we're saying here, guys. We always say the same thing. Always DCA. Always DCA. Whenever the market looks like it's about to fall, start seeing a lot of negative news coming out. Always have money on the side for those days where you want to buy things at a nice discount. Look, even after we had that rally, everything is still down 21% all the way to 33%. These are the major coins, major caps. Again, lower up to the top 100, same thing, 32%, 33%. Theta's a 33% downtrend right now.
Dude, yo, fuck all that, bro. I was waiting for, have you seen VeChain? VeChain dropped 80%.
I don't know what to say. I actually don't know what to say.
80% from all-time high. Bro, can this drop any lower? Bro, I honestly think this might have been a bottom. I mean, obviously,
dropped heavy, man.
Dude, 80%. This is what you see in a bear market. This is not, bro, like, man, that's crazy. 80% correction from all-time highs for VeChain. That is insane. We went all the way to 5 cents.
Yes.
5 cents. That and look, if we go like to the hourly, like the lower time frames, we weren't there for long. It was just like a super quick flash crash. Probably just because the order books were so thin, it was just very quick. But that's absolutely insane,
ain't it? Ain't it,
dude?
It's crazy. It's crazy. And that's it's all fun. What do we got here?
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
I would just also say, like, hey, man, like, could be great by the tip opportunity, man. Like, okay, so we fall 90%. Oh, like, I don't know, man. This is
that's the thing, man. You know what? I still give people benefit of the doubt. They're not used to these kind of drops. They're not. And a lot of the new people that came in are not used to drops like this. And this definitely scared a lot of people. And this definitely a lot of the people that haven't been through the 2017 cycle. They haven't been through the 2019 cycle. And they definitely haven't seen these major drops. So the people that, got a, TFSA, whatever, whatever you're living at right now, whatever, retirement plan you got. And this is definitely scary for a lot of people, especially when you're looking at a lot of money invested, especially when that money is somewhere closer to the top and you're not used to the crypto market. So that's what it is. I'm just looking through the chats here, man. Such great advice. Thank you, man. If I were Elon, I would around 100 guards now. Sure, this guy's trying to, don't. I guess.
We don't want to get on a watch list, folks.
We don't want to get on the watch list, man. Idiots like you create panic with your idiotic stills and vids. Thank you very much. Appreciate it again. I guess he missed the whole hour we had of us talking all bullishly on.
Well, you can tell this guy has a very well thought out, nuanced argument.
Definitely, so I bought the VeChain dip too. There you go, Alexandra. There you go, man. So that's what it is. That's what it is. The whole market split between two people, two kind of investors, a lot of new people in. That's what we get when we get to the mainstream. Things move quick, especially with the already, the wild west of the market, crypto. The whole economy is in a negative state, and yeah, people are just moving that money. So that's it depends on what you want to do. So here, man. I mean, overall, what do we want to say to the people here? Depending on whatever you want to do, whatever you believe in the market, you need to believe in the crypto as a technology for you to continue. If you're looking at some sort of, and if you're looking only for gains, then price action moves you. That's pretty much it. There's a lot of investors that look at the next 10 years to 15 years of what crypto can do, what DeFi can do, what decentralized file sharing can do. All of these things are definitely on the mind of those big smart investors that are looking for a service that crypto can provide. Not just gains, not just the 10x, not just the 20x, not just the 100x. We obviously love those gains, but there's also a lot of institutions, corporations, and just people that are just in love with technology. We are one of those people. You should be too if you're putting in a lot of money in it and not knowing what it is. You got to know what you're investing in, and you got to believe in it, man. I don't like Pepsi. I like cola. So guess where my money's gonna stay? That was the worst example, but
7-Up.
7 Up. There you go.
Yeah, but no, look, well, man, look. Speaking of gains, there's been $9 billion in liquidation. So, folks, in the last 24 hours, there's been $9.12 billion in liquidations. That's quite substantial, folks. There's been a massive washout. And here's what I'm thinking. All right. Look, we can we can refer to the cycles that give us perhaps a bit more time in the bull run. We can refer to these, top and bottom indicators that give us more room to go up. All right. But we can also take a look at the use case. And, man, like the use case has never been more developed. And so for me, man, this just feels like a washout, a substantial one. And again, man, with VeChain, an 80 goddamn % correction on a top 20 cap project. Like, that's insane. Oh, yeah. Absolutely insane. So look, how do you make sense of this market, man? 80% down. That's insane.
Yes.
My God. But look, man, I don't know. I just think this wasn't it. That's my gut feeling. I could be wrong about that. This could have been it. This could be the end of the bear market. I still maintain that this year we're probably going to see Bitcoin in the 6 figures and ETH in the 5 figures, but hell, it doesn't look good right now, man. And I think you're right. Ultimately, nobody knows bull market or bear market. We really need to follow the shit out of Bitcoin for this next week, this next month, see what kind of consolidation pattern we form, see, if we make a lower high, see if we can make a higher low. If we make a new lower low, very, very, very bad news bears. And kind of to give you guys something tangible here, if we do make a lower low below 30,000 again, I think that would be one other piece of information that would serve as confirmation of maybe the bull market being done. Because again, if we look back at 2017, as soon as we started breaking below 50 SMA, these critical support levels, what did we make? Macro new lower lows. So we don't want to see this. We don't want to see these macro lower lows. We want to see a macro higher low and a macro higher high, and then that hold. We do not want to see lower low. So if we see that new macro lower low before 30K, could serve as confirmation of, hey guys, we were wrong. I was wrong. Get ready, strap in, boys, hodl for the next 4 years. Because look, worst case scenario, let's assume moving forward, worst case scenario, this is the end of the bull run, right? Worst case scenario. Well, if you're in solid projects such as Ethereum, Bitcoin, Kusama, Chainlink, we can mention a bunch. Well, just hold them 4 or 5 years, and then and then we'll be good. I think with crypto, the shorter your investment horizon, the greater the risk. The longer you're willing to hold, the smaller the risk. That's ultimately one of the biggest takeaways in my opinion when it comes to cryptocurrency investing. If you have to have the money you put in a month, in a year, it's very, very risky because look, we think we have an idea of these cycles. We can clearly see the market does what it wants sometimes. But if you're like, hey, I'm putting in money and I'm willing to fully hold this for 5 years, 10 years, I'm fully willing to let this money go to zero, then in that case, if you just keep hodling, what has crypto done all consistently over the long term? Go nothing but up, bull market or bear market. We're still consistently making macro higher lows and higher highs. So, I mean, not financial advice, but I do plan on hodling now that I've
You're right,
taken kind
man.
of like my
I
initial
actually
investment.
like. Sorry to cut you off, but I actually like what he just said in terms of the shorter your, investment horizon is, the more risk is, the more risk you actually inherit. I think as
Yeah.
soon as you're in crypto, you inherit a major risk, especially with the fluctuations that happen, and that's what it is. I'm reading some of the comments here. If Bitcoin turns bearish and makes lower lows, won't that trigger the alt season to begin? It could. I think there's some selected coins that will start to move up, selected favorites, and that's what it is. We're seeing. Look, we can't predict the market right now, but overall, if you're new to crypto, then you're definitely gonna have a very, very, very hard time timing those drops, timing those massive uptrends and downtrends, or try to maximize what's going on. So if you're new to crypto, you're better off actually picking something you believe in, picking something in very strong fundamentals, something big in the DeFi space, something big in the file sharing space, something big in the blockchain development space, or just store of value overall, right? That's what you need to take the time and actually understand what you're in and see. Look, am I willing to hold for 5 years? I know people that are, just literally today put in 15K and just for the next 10 years, I'm not even looking at it. And they
Right.
picked good projects that took the time off for the past 2-3 months. We're looking into things, and now they actually understand what's going on. And you're like, you know what? I believe in this kind of service. I believe in this space overall. I want in, and boom, that's what it is. But I see, man, I see a lot of chats here saying, "What are you guys buying during the dip? What are you guys looking into? Yeah, what are you stacking on?" I mean, I
Um,
can start with. Go ahead.
well, no, no, say what you have to say, but I would just also add real quick.
Go ahead.
I shared with you guys Kusama, my high cap pick. If we can get to 160 likes, I'll share with you my favorite low cap gem. But please go ahead.
There we go. But no, overall, I liked, obviously I've always picked those three new favorites for me. But overall, we're planning to. I'll be honest. Me personally, I haven't fully added much yet. I just dabbled in buying this dip. I'm still giving this time, guys, and that's we always talk very bullishly and all that, and we're very very honest with you. Just for me personally, the way I go about things, I see a lot of potential right now in terms of buying. I just want to give it some time, and it's okay for me to see maybe miss on this dip by 20 or 30% or whatever the case might be on some of these coins. I'm okay with that. I don't want to rush into things, but I see something. I want to just I need some time to see how this plays out. But overall, I'm looking definitely, man. You know what it is. Crypto.com, Crow, USDT, definitely one of my top ones. BTT, BitTorrent
Especially
as
now,
well.
it's
Yeah,
probably down a
yes.
lot.
I'm looking at the chart right now. Maybe I'll just switch to my end real quick and then we'll show you. But
Yeah,
I'm
and look,
looking at this and I'm really loving the way this
just
is nice for me.
if I could just hop in real quick, folks, the trick is you want to buy projects with super solid fundamentals on a dip and hodl for the long term. That has been the best investment strategy for crypto historically. Imagine if you bought Ethereum every time it had a substantial correction and you just held for years, regardless. You would have
Right.
done extremely well. So, that's kind of the easiest, best approach, for new people that I do myself. So go ahead.
100%, man. I think, look, man, because if you're looking for information on crypto, you're always obviously going to either YouTube or you're going to follow a couple people, and everybody. I don't think there was a lot of information out there about hey how to actually invest in this and actually liking what you're investing and believing in it, right? Overall, and it's been mainly just about gains, mainly just about gains. There's people that have been in this for a while, then they have the right to say, oh, I 10x, 20x, 30x, like you 100x somatic, great. For someone that just gets in right now, those phases are kind of you gotta really know what you're in. There's people got in from a very long time ago. They could get to talk about those gains, but if you're just getting into crypto, you need to know what you're looking at because this is maturing, this is going up, and yeah, man. But one of the ones I'm looking at, definitely crypto.com. I think I believe in what they do overall. They're even Visa recently has announced that they're going to start using them to settle a lot of those payments, and I think it could be the next Binance. But it's also because it's also allowing the small business, the average Joe to easily get into the market. And even if, small businesses, you want to get in, start invoicing through crypto, and you just deal with all the, DeFi, just financial services. Crypto.com is definitely pioneering that, and I just like it for that. So I don't want to miss on the new Binance, man. I beat myself up every time I remember us talking about Binance at $7, right? So I think this is something I can actually get behind, and this is also one of the things I'm definitely looking for.
And Crow, we're seeing that constant development with Crow too, right? Because it's one thing if somebody just has promise, but constant development. Like as soon as NFTs got big, NFT marketplace with crypto.com. And we're seeing a bunch more functionality. Super, like it's the biggest exchange that has the most intuitive, like user friendly, dashboard. So I like Crow a lot, and especially on a substantial dip. Hey, very potentially interesting. Now I want to answer one question I saw here on the comments here. So by the way, folks, again, once we get to 160 likes, I'll share with you guys my favorite low cap gem. But someone says, Brandon, are you buying Matic on this dip? Well, folks, because I do believe in crypto long term, but Bitcoin's just constantly smashing through support level after support level. It does look very precarious. The bull run is kind of up in the air, although my gut feeling leans towards the bull run not being over. I do not think the bull run is over, but because things, we have seen enough things that cause enough concern that the bull run is called into question. I've decided to sell my Matic positions to cover my initial investment into crypto. For those who don't know, my average entry for Matic was under 2 cents. And so I've been selling my Matic just above $2, $1.78, $1.60, around that range. I've been selling my Matic. And so it did 100x for me. I held forever, did 100x. It's enough to cover my initial investment into crypto. So that's kind of like my response to the very precarious nature. My gut feeling tells me the bull market is not over. Bitcoin, the chart is trying its very best to convince me that the bull market is over. So in response to the precariousness and the weakness we're seeing with Bitcoin and Ethereum, I have sold the vast majority of my Matic to cover my initial investment.
There we go. Yeah. Boom. Benji Boy, $5 donation. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. New investors, ADA.VChain. Buy now or regret it. Say I'm wrong. I guess we'll see how that develops, man.
Here's the thing. I think the key with that, man, is your investment horizon. If you proceed with let's assume worst case scenario right now, the bull run is over. We have 3 to 4 years of correction consolidation ahead of us. Look, if you buy now and you're fully willing to hold for the next 4 to 5 years, maybe again, this was just a flash crash. We recover from here. But if you assume the worst case scenario and you're fully willing to hold the next 4 to 5 years, it's all about your investment time horizons. The longer you're willing to hold, the less your risk. If you have to sell in a month, in a year, in 6 months, then in that case you bring on a lot more risk. So it fully depends on your time horizons.
Definitely, man. Yeah. No, there's another, I guess, follow-up question. What is the best price? No, dumb question. There's never dumb questions. Tony Perez, when we hodl for the long run, quote unquote, years, we still DCA out, correct? And do we leave our coins or move them into DeFi, referring when going into a bear market? Look, definitely Bitcoin. Look, I don't think we reached not anytime soon, but we just need to start seeing some signs where Bitcoin doesn't control the full market, right? Where the Bitcoin right now definitely controls the full market. A lot of crazy good projects, crazy good fundamentals out there right now. DeFi space, definitely. And still driven by Bitcoin's price action. So you got to keep that in mind. Not until I think Bitcoin we divorce ourselves from Bitcoin. Crypto or DeFi space starts to divorce itself from Bitcoin, and these projects just start to be a standalone kind of a project on its own, that you start just moving in fully your money into DeFi. But looking at it, man, you just need to wait and see right now. We need to see and wait. We need to wait and see if the support will hold or no overall. But if I think you can only time a bear market when the bear market is here, right? When you're really dropped heavy in terms of price action. So, sorry, it's a bit of a not really that clear of an answer, but I don't think you can clarify it that much unless you got something.
Well, I would say I think we're seeing signs of the potential bull market being over, signs of the bear market, coming. But what we need is confirmation. We need to see new lower lows, new lower highs, in that case of service confirmation of the bull run being over. We still have not seen that yet. I see three scenarios, and folks, calm down. It's okay. I'm gonna have to ban this guy. So folks, I want to give you guys three scenarios of what I think is happening right now. Number one, worst case scenario, the bull market is over. We have years of correction and consolidation ahead of us. Next bull market, likely 2025. That's the first case scenario, worst case scenario. Kind of next case scenario, we're in a 2013, 2014 situation. We're back in 2013, 2014. Crypto experienced a double top, where in 2013, we had a top here, and then quite a long time of consolidation. Only after that consolidation, we have a second top. So that's the second case scenario, that we could have a double top this year, where we have, maybe months of correction consolidation. And I think kind of the best case scenario for Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto right now is something like this, where, this chart, that is the psychology of the market, that explains to us how markets typically move, where we had have a massive run up and then a massive crash, capitulation, and all the weak hands get shaken out, a period of correction and consolidation, and then we recover. And I think this is kind of like the 2013, 2014 scenario. And I think kind of best case scenario, and I'm kind of a bit flip-floppy there, but yeah, that's kind of the second case scenario. But I think kind of the third case right now is immediately a strong, quick flash crash followed by an immediate buyback and recovery, kind of like what happened in March 2020. So those are the three scenarios I'm looking out for. Worst case, bull market's over. 2025 is the next bull market. Second case, kind of a double top scenario, 2013, 2014, where we have probably a couple months of consolidation ahead of us. And then third case scenario, where this was our flash crash and maybe gets immediately bought up. Those are, I kind of think, the three scenarios with Bitcoin currently at the moment that we're looking out for.
No, I agree, man. That's we're just trying to compare it to the previous, price action back in those years and see how that plays out. Right now, there's definitely a lot of. So what are we saying here? I guess in terms of us going about this, we wait for a bit, next couple of days, see how that plays out, see what kind of support we get, see who's, if we're talking about people or institutions actually buying those dips, buying Bitcoin at those slower levels. Even, it could be a lot of those institutions are also buying a lot of those, altcoins in the DeFi space. So we just need to wait and see some news out there, some positive news for us to actually believe so, because I really want to see more. If we're talking about institution, adoption, if we're talking about those big investors trying to come into this space, this is a perfect time to enter. And if we don't see major accumulation happen or news of people of those corporations actually adding more to their portfolio, not only Bitcoin, also a lot of those altcoins, then that's also another sign for me that maybe the appetite is still not there yet. We could be entering a whole different bear market. But if I see a lot of those a lot of accumulation happening within the next couple of days, maybe leading to a week where we see a lot of that news comes up, a lot of those what's it called? I keep forgetting the word. Anyways, you get my point. So we
catalyst,
not catalyst, but a lot of those corporations will have to declare those holdings every time they buy major.
Quarterly release.
Exactly. So we need to see that. Even just following with the SEC, right? That we're buying more and more of this and that, or just investing in this and that. So we'll need to see, guys. Just give it some time. Let's be patient. I think patience is the best game right now. And because also, although we dropped heavy, and let's say you're really down here, you don't want to also be selling a bottom, right? So
yeah, man. And look, there's a lot to talk about here on this in this space. Ultimately, I mean, whether the bull market's over or not, again, my gut feeling is I don't think so. Ultimately, we really just need to see how Bitcoin plays out over the next few days here. Again, we're seeing Tesla not sell, right? Like Elon tweeted diamond hands recently, right? So again, like, I don't know, man, this just feels to me like so much coordinated FUD, the China stuff, the Elon stuff, the Blockfolio. I think even the American, there was some regulatory agency that is now looking to further regulate banks using stable coins, China stuff. There's just so much that happened all at once. Yeah, we're in a very, very precarious state right now, man.
Yeah, and I see here, a couple of days is a long time in the crypto world. It 100% is. And you see literally the comment right after, actually a couple comments before, I bought Bitcoin at 35K. I should have waited, so that's what it is.
I mean,
I don't know, man. I don't. We don't want to give like very certain answers here because it's definitely in the limbo. 2 days is definitely a lot, but it depends what you're risking. We're adding up a bit more money here soon. A lot of people are adding a bit more money into this dip, so we need to see how that plays out for sure. You are
yeah,
risking definitely. If you wait, you are risking buying the quote unquote dip at a bit of a more of a lower sale, meaning instead of buying it at 38,000, you're buying it at 42,000. Is that okay for you? There's something you need to figure out. You need to know what your risk level is, and that's what we always advocate on this channel. You need to know where your risk stays, or if are you comfortable seeing this? Buying this right now, and then tomorrow you'll see Bitcoin dropping all the way back down to the 29,000. Just keep that in mind.
yeah. Well, here's the thing, too, folks. Like, we're knife catching, right? Like, whenever you're trying to catch a falling knife, you could get caught, right? So let's say you're successful. You could get caught. If you're successful in catching the falling knife, then hey, you got yourself a knife now, and now you can make money with that knife. But if not, it could cut you. Again, ultimately, it's all about your investment time horizons. Let's assume the worst case scenario. You just bought Bitcoin at 35K. Okay. Worst case scenario, bull market's over, hold until 2025. If you can hold until 2025, again, I fully expect Bitcoin 2025, 100% be, well, again, 100%, nobody knows, but be in the hundreds of thousands, eventually millions. So, I mean, it's all about your investment horizons, folks. Yeah, man. No. So, look, do you guys have any questions here? If not, well, you meant, do you have anything else you want to get off your chest?
No, I think I'm good right now. I
Yeah.
think we said a lot. Definitely. Tomorrow we're gonna live stream a bit earlier in the morning. So definitely, make sure you stay tuned. Also, thank you for being listening. I guess there's like a good 200 and some concurrent viewers at the same time. So hey, man, people are liking what we do here. Let us know if you guys, if you're gonna see anything different the way we present things. If you want to see a bit, I don't know, the way you want us to go about this, or if you'd like to be a bit more structured, just let us know. And yeah, just always give us feedback. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah. So, maybe as we wrap up here, we can just share our thoughts, maybe summarize things a bit here. So, well, my gut feeling tells me the bull run is not over, and I think this year Bitcoin and Ethereum have a good chance of reaching, Bitcoin hundreds of thousands, Ethereum tens of thousands. Bitcoin and Ethereum are trying their best to convince us that they're bearish and that the bull run might be over. So what I'm doing is I just took out my initial investment. I'm still keeping the vast majority of my portfolio. Ultimately, we really just need to see how Bitcoin and Ethereum react the next several days, whether we form new lows, whether what kind of lower highs we see. So folks, stay tuned to this channel, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads, because bull market or bear market, we're gonna, we're here to stay. We're going to be bringing you guys the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency news and analysis, the factors that we're looking at, low cap gems in the future. Folks, make sure you stay tuned. And Benji Boy with a $5 tip, thank you very much. Love the content. Keep it coming.
Benji Boy made a lot of money this cycle, man. He's just
Yeah,
throwing money everywhere, aren't you?
100%. Benji Boy probably got into Matic same time I did.
100%, 100xing, man, 100xing. We gotta throw you a quick party here,
Yeah, 100x, man. Yeah, it feels bittersweet. I did make 100x, but I could have made more. The goddamn here. I had an axe to grind with Celsius. Look, folks, I had my Matic and Celsius.
This guy's gonna go off right now.
14% interest paid out weekly. And look, normally when you withdraw your funds from Celsius, it takes half an hour sometimes. Folks, my funds were pending for like half a day. I made 2 withdrawals. They were pending for hours and hours and hours. While Celsius was or Matic here was dropping, I made a 3rd withdrawal, and that withdrawal went through. So I don't know what was going on with Celsius. The one day everything's crashing, Celsius takes several times longer to get me my funds. So I could have sold above $2. Unfortunately, Matic just would not send me
Hey
my
man,
funds.
look,
So
this is the way I'd look at it. They did you a favor. They did you a favor. They did the market
how
a
I
favor.
sold at a lower price.
No, but see, like it's just they're just holding everybody from selling. You get what I'm saying? They're like, hey, you know what? We got you. Just wait. We know what's best for you, and we just want to keep you in the market. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'll get off my soapbox here. So yeah, ultimately, Nikki Sao says congratulations on 100x. Don't look back. 100%. Yeah. Look, ultimately, I made 100x. The first
shut up. You
100x.
got 100x, man.
Yeah.
You made
Boo
100x.
hoo, boo hoo me, right? Like, yeah. So, anyways, enough of my bitching. We got a substantial question here. So, Chris Lucas says, "Do you believe in Audius in the bear market?" Personally, I think so. I think Audius is one of those projects that has a good shot of kind of being an outlier and outperforming maybe a lot of the market because it has real world use case and it already has a massive, it already has built out platform with lots and lots of users. I don't know the exact numbers, but they have like a shit ton of users, real world platform with giant people in the space partnering with them. So I do believe in Audius long term. And again, it has crashed quite a lot here.
Can I tell you one thing?
Yeah, go on.
You know, one more conspiracy theory, not conspiracy, but one more controversial, I guess, outlook on this whole thing.
Yeah.
Watch NFTs actually bring the crypto market back up. Straight up.
Yeah, watch NFTs. Yeah, and folks, one thing too here, I noticed. So like taking a look at what's down most in the day, it's like Dogecoin and Shiba. Like, look, if we look at the week here, Shiba's down the most. And again, like, in the height of euphoria, sure, these shit coins might do well, but as soon as the music stops, what's the first thing that crashed the hardest? Shit coins with zero fundamentals.
What held the best? What held the best?
Things like Matic, Polygon,
Exactly.
that has super solid fundamentals,
Exactly.
held the best. Yeah, so folks, again, there's a reason why throughout this entire parabolic growth, every time I had the chance, we both had the chance, we were expressing our concerns with holding these shit coins. And yeah, look, this is what happens. Is again, we tried our best to warn as many people as we could. Hopefully, people take what happened with this as a lesson learned. Because with this, I mean, I don't know if this will ever recover. At least with all these other projects, they have the excuse of fundamentals of solving real world problems. VeChain solves real world problems. Audius, Kusama, you name any coin that's down a lot, Solana, they're all solving real world problems. They have real world use case. So they're likely to recover over the long term. Something like Shiba, that was just a short term pump and dump with no fundamentals. That was a derivative of a bad joke, like a derivative of a coin that was propped up by Elon in his tweets. It's probably maybe never going to recover, but then again, I could be wrong. So
hey man, stop shitting on shit coins, okay? We got some hate love relationship going on here, but that's what I'm saying, man. Look, just looking at the crypto market for the past whatever time, there's always something that comes out of nowhere. Who knew NFTs are gonna blow up? No one.
Yeah.
Who knew that we're gonna have albums on distributed on blockchains and art pieces and just overall paintings, digital art. So what use case, guys? Use case is always proved to be a very good reason and like overall thing to lean on when it comes to the crypto market. And once we start seeing adoption, I think the mainstream as well as NFTs had a huge craze and everybody called it a bubble, but I don't think it bursted yet. And it could be. There's this news article I saw today. I'm sorry, we're extending this a lot.
No,
right
please
now.
not. I feel
But
this
I
is
saw
fine.
something today with Instagram holding some sort of not a convention, but some sort of a workshop for creators to use NFTs. And we all know who's the biggest, in terms of innovations, in terms of consistently moving things to cater for the audience, to make things easier and better in the entertainment industry. Obviously, like with Facebook and Instagram and overall Snapchat, always trying to be, just whatever's new coming up, whatever the audience wants, whatever we see interaction happening first, whatever we see, creators actually, how can we cater more to the audience and how can we make it easier on the creators to utilize some sort of a tool to get there. I think, man, soon enough here, we're going to start seeing a lot of this use case in the crypto world, crypto space, being adopted overall actually for something, to do something. And that's where I think is going to keep us afloat. Definitely not Shiba. Definitely not Dogecoin. Maybe Dogecoin. Maybe because Elon's doing his own thing. But that's what I'm saying, man. Things could
Yeah.
blow up. You will see something tomorrow. In the middle of this whole thing, we'll find the article. I actually want to find the article. I'll send it to everybody in the Discord. So, make sure you join
Which
the
one?
Discord. Article for Instagram, actually holding some sort of a workshop for
Oh,
creators.
yeah,
How to use
yeah.
NFTs. How to utilize NFTs. So, it's
Yeah.
there, man. It's there.
Yeah, and look, also like things in the shit coins might pump and dump in the short term like Shiba, but the things with solid fundamentals are the things that here to stay. Like whether this was the end of the bull market, 5 years from now, Ethereum and Bitcoin are going to make new all-time highs. Again, I don't think this was the end, but let's say it was. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Eldron. We can name dozens and dozens of solid projects with great fundamentals, solving real-world issues. Those are the coins that are going to stay around. So maybe in the short term, you might make more with a pump and dump like Shiba, but Shiba might not ever recover. Right? These
Yeah.
other coins with good fundamentals will. So Benji Boy with the $5 donation again. Thank you for the support. Says, can you guys do some live trade streams? As a noob, I want to watch while you place orders live.
Definitely will. We definitely will. And we should probably have the whole 1K to 10K maybe just like on a live stream on its own, maybe. Just
Yeah,
playing the
like a
orders, everything.
trade. Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So here's what we're doing. We're doing a 1K to 10K challenge, and our plan is to update you guys on the live stream. But I think now, if we're entering a bear market, I think, and again, that's not a guarantee. But
Shorting everything.
Well, no, what we're going to be doing is a lot more trading.
Yeah.
So instead of just hodling, for waiting for pumps, waiting, swing trades, we're probably just going to be trading a lot. So we should probably do, man, let's try and next time we live trade, maybe tomorrow, the day after, whenever it makes sense. We should do a live trade.
No, 100%. We should.
Yeah.
We should definitely, especially if we're looking at some sort of recovery. Now is the perfect time to actually trade certain things. So 100%. We did a couple of trades before this live stream, so it went pretty good. But I see Alexandra Pavlovich. I see your name a lot now. She's saying exactly what I said above, and she's talking, I think, about us saying believe in the technology and the use case. So just for that, we're gonna bring up her and her comment and actually give her credit, man. We gotta. She said, you'll drive yourself crazy if you question your decisions. This is a waiting game. Believe in the tech and invest in real world use case. That will eventually catch up on when the world catches up. You'll never be able to buy at the bottom and sell at the top. Great words, great wisdom. Thank you so much. You definitely did already say that, and we appreciate it. So, amen.
Yeah, no, that's great. Well, look, I feel like I need to address one thing here. So someone says, Junami says that he says that I said I sold Matic at 2.6. Now you say you actually sold at 2. Just be honest right away and say that you wish you had and say you wish you had sold at 2.6. Honestly builds credibility. Well, I didn't sell all at once. I sold at several different points. And if I said 2.6, I probably misspoke. But what I did with Matic is I sold above $2. I sold at like $1.80. I sold at $1.60. I sold at a bunch of different levels with Matic Polygon. And again, folks, oftentimes I get excited and there's a lot to say, so I sometimes speak fast.
Hey man, honesty builds credibility, man.
What?
Honesty builds credibility.
Yes, yeah, it does. And sometimes I misspeak. So that could just be that too.
Hey man, there's a lot going on at once, guys, and we're definitely gonna mess up even more later on. So,
I just misspeak generally, like all the time. I'll say like Fibonacci retracement, but I meant extension, and I'll be like, I misspeak all the time. Right. So it could have just been that too.
So there we go, man. Don't even worry about it. Even Junami, Juan, thank you for even bringing this up. Whenever we actually make a mistake, we are 100%. Or misspell something, always bring it up, man, so we can let the people know. Oh yeah, man. I think.
Yeah, man. I think so, folks. Thank you for staying with us. Bull market or bear market, we're here to stay. This space is here to stay. DeFi is here to stay. Altcoins are here to stay. The use case has never been more developed. So bull market or bear market, stick around. People make money in a bull market, but the bear market is where the real goddamn money is made. And I'm not going anywhere, and I hope you guys don't either.
God bless everybody. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you being here. If you haven't liked this, like it, please. Share let everybody know. Share the knowledge. Thank you so much. Make sure you stay tuned today. I know there's 172 left. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going live a little bit earlier. This is going on. There's a lot going on in the market right now. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you hit that bell notification icon and join our Discord so we can also let you know what's gonna happen. So, just showing where it says this so you can learn from this. Thank you very much. Hey, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Look, I know we're trying to wrap up here, but someone called me out, so I feel like I have to say something. So Denton Urgent says 160 like announcement. Look, I mean, I did promise. I did say if we get to 160, I would share my favorite low cap. So do you mind if I?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. I'll make this quick. And if you guys watch the live stream, you probably already guessed it. But decenter, folks. While the chart looks bad, and a lot of stuff looks bad. We're seeing macro lower highs, we're seeing macro lower lows. The chart does look awful. But with that being said, I love the fundamentals of this project. I think it solves a real world problem. Decenter and Basic Attention Token, they're both browsers that give value back to their users through their native cryptocurrency. So if you use Google takes your data, they sell to advertisers, and they pocket all the profits. Things like Basic Attention Token, things like Decenter want to give you value for using their browser by giving you their native cryptocurrency for using their browser, or giving you discounts in the marketplace. And so Decenter is a low cap competitor version to Basic Attention Token. They're releasing their mainnet and their browser this quarter. So bullish catalyst with this thing. Great use case. Seems to have solid fundamentals. So right now, Decenter is my favorite low cap gem. It's probably like a 20 million market cap or something. Really low right now. Let's take a look. We'll wrap up with this.
Someone called you already. Said, let me guess, Decenter.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, it's my favorite one, right? Like I say this every time. $14 million market cap. Not financial advice. If I hadn't already bought all the Decenter I could, I'd sure as shit be buying it right now. Of course, it's not financial advice. So yeah, man, that's it from me.
We're done.
All right, folks.
We're good to go right now.
Thank you for watching. Take care.
Anything else? Thank you so much, guys. Love all you. Thank you for sticking. Have a great day. Stay tuned for tomorrow. We're out.